Film Friends, friends of film, and everyone in between. Welcome to our newest summer miniseries, allegedly a Godfather summer series. I am Jed Props, and I am here with Justin Sound.
Again, who is Justin?
Call your production.
Hey guys.
Penny Camera.
Buongiorno.
And the godmother herself, Heather Ray Costumes.
Ciao, bellas.
All right, we are back for The Godfather, Part 1, Episode 2. Can't tell you how many times I had to type that and not get confused. So today we can really get into the fun stuff, and that's what I want us to get into right away. So where we left off, I was teasing the 5 factions, the 5 families. So as a reminder, like in our Rocky series, we have segments today similar to what we call the 4 corners, like the 4 corners of a boxing ring. So for today's fun, we're going to have 5 factions, like the 5 families, and these factions are called Questo Spaccia, which things we loved, forget about it, things we didn't like, fucking Fredo, character-related frustrations we had, most likely with Fredo, Curiosita, which is our trivia section, and Ispirazione, which is any homages, pop culture references, etc., what spoofs, things like that you like. So let's get into it. With that said, so starting off with our first section, Questo Spaccia. What are some things you particularly loved about this movie? I mean, it could be literally anything that you liked. And
Everything.
And just all 250 whatever minutes.
Yes, every moment.
Would you like the honors of starting us off?
Sure. I think one of my favorite scenes in the movie is the restaurant scene. And because Al Pacino just kills it in this scene because everything is on his face. Like he sees, this is his moment. Like it's one or the other. Like you're either going to fall to the light side or the dark side, so to speak. And because he never wanted to be part of this family, or not part of the family, but part of the family business, we'll say. And in that moment, right before he shoots, I mean, it starts when he's getting the gun in the bathroom, and you kind of see him kind of like having this internal struggle. But it's when he's at the table with Sollozzo and McCluskey. And you can see it's like, okay, it's now, or I gotta run. He's still on the fence, but you see it all happen. You see him turn into the Godfather in that, or the eventual Godfather.
Well,
yeah.
The path is set. I mean, there's
the path
no turning
is set.
back.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by falling to the light side or the dark side. Like he's about to kill a police captain,
Also,
which had never been done.
Did y'all feel that, like, for a moment, maybe the gun's not there because he's fishing for it, and it's kind of taking
I've always thought
he always plays
extra. Well, I think that's
part of it. So that's what I'm saying. It adds that that
tension.
Nervous tension.
Well, because it was
having,
it was all last minute,
right?
Because they and then there was that whole thing on the not on the causeway, but on the bridge where they turn around. They think they're going, if they're being followed
when they were crossing
or
Lake
whatever.
Pontchartrain.
Yes. By the way, Louisiana was a big mob spot. Like I was filming. I wish I could remember where it was. I can't off the top of my head. But the locals there were like, oh yeah, this is where they met. They met here.
Oh, well, specifically, I can say on this not at all bad, really wonderful 50 Cent movie that actually had De Niro for 2 days in it, and that's an entire other conversation. But we were shooting in Picayune Alley that is probably our most shot, quote-unquote, alleyway. It's the one that has the walking bridge going above the alley. And that's because it looks like it could be anywhere in America, especially New York. But there's a business on the corner that you would never think twice about, but we were using that business to put some of our equipment, Video Village, things like that. And the site rep, which is locations always has somebody that's associated with the property that's there in case, you know, we have any questions or needs or anything like that. So the site rep, I believe if I remember correctly, was a manager there, but it was a coffee bean grading business. And they had been in business for like 80 to 100 years. Everything in that office area was so cool, so old, everything, nicotine stained walls, you know, that kind of stuff. But little scales on the desk that were for grading and measuring coffee beans. And that guy was chock full of stories. And he was just telling all kinds of stuff for anyone who would listen. And so he was talking about that, you know, you would guess olive oil, but it was actually coffee. That's what the mob here was into. And it was at Central Grocery, which is
home of the muffaletta.
Yeah, for people who don't know, that's where the credit of the creation of the muffaletta comes from. And
it's a grocery store too.
It is.
It is
the booth is great, but
yes. But apparently, according to what this guy said, is that it was also a meeting place for mobsters until the muffaletta got popular, and they were mad about the sandwich because they had to relocate their meetings. So
that's funny.
Take all this with you know, grain of whatever you want, but it was at least interesting, if not true. So
take this with a drop of olive oil.
Yeah, take it with a drop of olive oil, maybe one bean. But it was just cool hearing it, you know, because it's like, I hope that's true. I hope that the muffaletta fucked up meetings. Like, there's something very entertaining
worth
about
it. It's
that.
Delicious.
Yeah. And if you've never had a muffaletta, you're missing out.
Yeah.
Or now you can, I'm sure, at any wedding get a mini muffaletta.
Here.
I want to see that first meeting where they're like sitting down having, you know, the business conversation, and just like the bell rings at the door and they just keep on being like, what the hell's going on?
Hey, why we got to line out the door here? What's going on? You know. It's a sandwich, boss. It's really popular. You're gonna have some kind of weird. All right. Anyway, so getting back onto the things we love, favorite moments, favorite scenes, favorite whatever you want. What are some other things that have either grabbed y'all from the first watch and you look forward to it every time, or just something that really caught you emotionally, maybe anything along those lines?
For me, it was when I first saw this movie, I was probably under 10, and it was sort of being forced on me by the, how do you say, boomers in my family. And so I didn't really appreciate it, but I can definitely tell you that the second Corleone, or when Michael goes to Italy, I fell asleep like none other. But this go round, just like when, and it's weird, in Apocalypse Now, one of my favorite scenes was when they go to the French plantation, and right. It's like, and now it's like they go to Italy.
Frententious, is that how we said it?
Right. And this time when he goes to Italy, I actually wish that there had been like another, like just 5 to 10 more minutes of them in Italy before the car bomb. Yeah. But I really...
wait till you see the second one.
Yeah. I know, exactly. We'll get there. But still, like, part one, I think it could have used five
well,
more minutes.
If you're interested, go ahead and read The Sicilian, because it talks about Michael in Italy.
Yeah.
Are there pictures?
Okay.
Only in your head.
All right.
I'm going to read it to my 5-year-old.
Actually...
It was forced upon me by the Gen Xers.
To your joke's point, 10 years old, being told, like, you, clearly an age that you need to be watching The Godfather.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Only if you're Italian.
It was a different time.
I mean,
a different time.
The only thing I can say about watching bits and pieces of it as it would come on TV when I was much younger, like around that, you know, maybe 12-ish, you know, age, is it became the reason that I would always choose the top hat in Monopoly. That was, I can thank the Godfather of that, because I was just like, oh man, this is the professional hat, you know. It's like, and then you take on this mobster. Well, they didn't have like a fedora as an option,
okay,
you know. So, but I'd pretend I'm like a mafia guy with my little hat and everything, because then you could do all the jokes when someone's like, you know, I'll buy Reading Railroad, I'll give you 300, and you're like. You know, you get to do all that stuff. It's the only way to make Monopoly fun. That's really what I'm getting at. Monopoly is a sucky game otherwise. It takes forever. But if you can,
people apart.
It tears people apart. This game is tearing us apart. So, but yeah, I think that's really great. Penny, Justin, what about y'all?
I like Heather Rae. Also, I've always loved the scene in the restaurant, but this go around, and it's been a couple of years since I've seen this movie, but I have seen it a lot, like hundreds of times. I exhaust some watches of certain films, and this is definitely on that list. But this one, the hospital scene got me.
That is a great scene.
I saw not just the scene in the restaurant where Michael knows he's going to run the family like a fucking boss, but I saw Michael love his father again and see that he needed to protect him. And it gave me chills.
Well, also in that scene when they're outside and Enzo, the baker, comes and he turns and like he can't light a cigarette.
Yeah.
He can't light his cigarette because his hands are shaking.
Yeah, that's
and,
so
And there is a
powerful.
moment where Michael like lights a cigarette and he looks at his hand, which is steady, and it's like, and he notices it, like it's there, you know.
Yeah.
Again, a very pivotal moment. Like it's like, oh, and because that was. You know, that was before the restaurant scene. That was before he got hit by McCluskey. It was before like any of it. So,
Well,
I mean, so that's kind of like a precursor to
Yeah.
the restaurant scene.
In the hospital,
He
also,
makes
he's
the
making,
choice to be
Yep.
a
He's
part
making
of
the
his
promise
family.
to his dad, and
And he's
Vito's,
like, I'm with you
Vito's
now.
crying, you know, and everything.
He's like, I'm with you now. And that was the first, like, I'm with you now. It's not just like, I'm here in the hospital with you. You know, it's,
He chose to
I'm with
return
you.
to his family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sort of see this like war hero, this inner war hero come out and be that steady
Yeah.
individual when in the beginning he's like, no, I'm not part of the business at all. But yeah, when
That's
he
my
takes
family,
notice, like,
Kay,
oh,
that's
this
not
is who I
me.
am now.
But that's also when you
Yeah.
start to see the wedge form that he puts in to his relationship with Kay for the rest of the
for sure.
the film. So
I never understood why Kay went back after like being ditched for 3 years or whatever either.
I blame the writer.
I feel like
Spoiler. I have something about that in the next section.
I feel like if it wasn't Diane Keaton playing that
know.
role, I would just like she made her seem more fleshed out than
Absolutely.
because women, let's be real, like women in these stories are props for the most part.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, you know,
Especially
there's a lot of
back then.
misogyny and there's a lot, you know, so
I didn't notice
it's-
any of that. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
I'm kidding.
Yeah. Forget about it.
But she was also in a string of all these Oscar nominated
Yeah.
movies, and you know, just the 70s was great for so
Oh my
many
God.
different types of really well made
New
films.
Hollywood.
Great art.
Well,
When they cared
Great art
about
in that
art,
decade.
when they
Actually,
cared about the
to the-
creativity.
Kind of
and
to the point what you were
telling
just
the story.
making as far as the misogyny and those kind of elements is that in this time period of filmmaking, though, you do at 60s
Last
and
Tango in Paris.
well, 60s and 70s, you're getting the foundation pieces to where we are now when you talk about trying to make progress to more, whether it's gender equality or cultural equality or what we're recognizing,
Or
everything like
rape.
that. Being attention to bad things as well. But those foundation pieces are all happening in the 60s and 70s to kind of build on what we're still, you know, not to get political, but I mean, maybe some setbacks in recent years. We'll just say that. But you know,
Minor
overall,
ones, you know.
overall better than it was, say, at that time. So you're seeing a lot in cinema that is starting that process, starting those conversations and everything, because it was a time period where you didn't have, say, an accountant going, I don't know, but will it make money and how much? You know.
But
so,
I'm absolutely in the film itself and in films, but I'm talking about in real life, like
yeah,
women
'cause
were
women couldn't have a checking account, is what Heather Rae is
No,
saying.
that's not what I'm saying
When-
either.
But
I'm
they
saying,
couldn't. When The Godfather came out, women could not have a checking account.
That's not what
In
I'm saying
71?
either. I'm talking about
No,
specifically
was it
in
like 73 or 74?
Oh,
was
sorry,
what
sorry,
it
sorry,
did.
go ahead.
Sorry, Heather.
I'm
Right.
talking about specifically in the idea of Italian families.
Oh, yes.
Like, and it's in the
Yes.
Italian world. It was all just like, you know, nobody, unless you were a mother or a sister, you didn't have any respect. And even then, it like the, you know.
well, if you were a
it was-
matriarch type, like the grandmother, maybe.
Yeah, but like, you know, I mean, Italians and their mothers, it's still a Latin culture, you know what I mean? And that, you can see it more in like Spanish culture, I think.
So who were the shunned people? Or
The women who were just people to fuck, or
Whores?
Whores. They were all whores unless they were related. That's what I'm saying. Like that's kind of how it was. I mean, women weren't allowed in the family. They weren't allowed to be. Which, interestingly enough, and I'm skipping ahead to the third one. Like Talia Shire, become. It kind of throws me off. But we'll get to that when we get to the third one. But like women were not. That's not a role that they took.
She's
in
good
the
at
family.
playing characters that get emboldened over time.
Perhaps. She had already done Rocky,
That's
so
a
she
good
knew
point.
how to be a fighter.
That's called a Talia Shire special.
Yeah, there you go.
I see your point.
And Talia Shire, by the way, is Francis Ford Coppola's sister, for anybody who is not aware of that.
Of the clan.
As the
Coppola.
effect.
Justin, we haven't heard from you on this. Favorites?
I was really prepared to be disappointed by Brando and just his just the performance just after
Our previous
two
discussions with Brando.
discussions
Or
that
about
were
Brando,
just
not with him.
yeah just so I like Collier. I think the last time I've seen this was early teens. I don't know, but so I hadn't remembered it all. But I was really pleasantly surprised the whole time, and I just really enjoyed his performance.
Well, it gave him back the nomenclature or nickname of the greatest actor of our time.
Yeah.
Back then. So.
I do
And
like.
he won and they won the Oscar for it as well.
I do like the kind of like stigma of the time period that I don't feel like it's much of one now, but like the idea that you could have been great, but you're washed and you're only in your 40s. It's like he had 4 bad movies, but it's not like he's 80 years old. He's
But 40s for movie times. If you're
I'm saying
40
that
in the
as someone in
movies.
their late 40s. So,
I would say it
I
took
also
him,
really appreciated that he can shove all those marshmallows in his mouth. That was crazy.
When they saw that 8mm film, they were like, "Who is this?" They didn't even recognize him. Like he just transformed himself into
he had
Vito
shoe
Corleone.
polish in his hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do y'all think he did a better job portraying this character in the actual Godfather or in The Freshman from 1990?
Oh, wow.
Oh God, I haven't seen that movie since
I-
1990.
I did not think we were going to bring that. That almost needs
Yeah.
to be in the later segment.
Sorry, I'm getting
I'll have to watch that
Well,
one.
because he
again.
reprises a role essentially. I mean, he's not playing specifically Vito Corleone
the
as far as the name of the character, but he's definitely playing an homage version of himself in a comedy. And I remember liking that movie a lot. I haven't seen that movie in forever.
Watch Party.
Yeah. I also agree with Marlon Brando. I had that in my notes that it is hard. We always talk about separating the person from the job. And after 2 different episodes on how obnoxious Brando can be, you
3.
really got, 3, I guess.
If you count,
the
Island
2-parter.
Island and Dr. Moreau.
Yeah. He really got the best version of him in this. And I mean that and like on and off camera. The studio was able to kind of strong arm a deal from him that you would not have gotten, certainly after this movie. He still ended up being the top paid actor, and it was like $1 million maybe or something like that.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the actors only got $35,000 in that year money, to be clear. But
Well, everybody got paid scale in this movie.
somehow Brando got more.
I don't think he did.
Well, it might have been on the back end. Or
Well,
something
yeah,
like that.
I mean, it was. Yeah, I'm sure.
Because
he got
what
more
I
on the
was
back
reading
end,
was
but
basically it's like
plus
from the
10
movie
or whatever.
he got this. So it wasn't saying like his salary for the movie. They were just saying like after the movie, this is the number. So I'm assuming that's an add up of that and the
Yeah, but nobody knew what this movie was going to do when it was happening. You know what I mean?
which is Collier can certainly speak to this better than us, but that's like a kind of I guess like a negotiating gamble that studios could do to and kind of maybe protecting them that hey, here's an incentive if it does well, but if it doesn't do well, we're not exactly spending money here. Is that more or less? Yeah.
I don't know if I would be an expert on that specific kind of deal making. You know.
Yeah. I mean, you're the closest to it.
Sure.
You see it up close and personal.
Yeah. Sometimes deals don't even get made before people get on screen.
Anyway, moving on.
I don't know if I ever told you this. Like, we'll have to. Sorry, this is a teaser for off camera, but or off mic too. I did a movie with an actor from another country that apparently didn't have his visa paperwork settled, and we're about to shoot. Yep. This was an $80 million movie. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But it was just a thing of like, and the production accountant would always talk loudly with his door open, which would make like an amphitheater, and I'm in a bullpen, so I could hear everything he was saying, and it got so bad to the point where I just kind of quietly walked over and shut his door while he was on the phone, because it's like he's talking about how this guy doesn't have his visa or his work visa in place, and we're about to shoot in less than a week, and I'm like, maybe this is not for everybody to be hearing right now. Anyway,
Sabrina, you can cut all that out.
Of course. Yeah.
I kept it vague. Anywho's, non-film people love that stuff.
Is this necessary?
Thanks, Justin.
So the only things I have mentioned here that y'all didn't already mention, because I definitely agree with the restaurant scene, or just the setting of Michael's path, that entire story arc. But I really enjoyed Apollonia in her small role, because she's still such a child. She loves learning to drive a car, and it's adorable, and it's so tragically sad because this guy shows up in the small town, and basically it's like, I'm into your daughter, and it's like, all right, I guess.
Respectfully.
And she seems so sweet and like just full of life. I just really enjoyed the way that little role was portrayed and everything, and it added to the tragedy side of it and everything. But something about her being so enthusiastic about driving a car really tickled me. I don't know. There's something adorable about that.
This kind of belongs in the next section, but I think that whole thing we needed more of that. In what you were saying.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like that's one thing that I mean, again, it's 3 hours long, so I get that they had to cut things, but I want more.
15
But even
minutes.
though they got married,
point,
you
who
still
cares?
feel
You're in
like
for
their
the day.
relationship is only just beginning.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly. And
maybe
they had
that's
been
why.
together, in the book, I think they had been together for, it wasn't just
Longer.
because it feels like they
Yeah.
just got married and then she dies. in the
Well,
movie.
he still had the black eye.
I was gonna say. I was waiting for that.
Well,
Yeah.
he didn't get.
Sorry.
He actually, if
He
you read,
heals slowly.
if you read the book, you know that he didn't he always had that. He was permanently fucked up, and he got
That
while
punch.
he was from McCluskey. Yeah.
Yep.
So, he goes through and he has that for a long time, and he finally goes and gets it fixed while he's in Italy. That's why when he comes back, Fredo's like, "Oh, look what they did! Your face looks great.
to
Oh,
have
they did a great
surgery."
job."
Yep,
And
yep.
and he had plastic surgery and the whole thing because he was fucked up. His jaw was busted, his eye, his whole side of his face was busted.
I was definitely wondering, every single time I was trying to figure out how much time was passing, I was like, well, it hasn't been that much time because he still has his black eye. Because I've definitely fractured a cheekbone actually more recently than anyway. But yeah,
A child did this to me.
yeah. But it was probably a good 6-7 weeks before.
Did
it
you have to
healed.
have plastic surgery?
I did
to
not,
fix it?
but so that's one of the things is I'm trying to figure that out, and it's
You got a
one
cheek
punch.
in.
Yeah, I mean,
one
there are
punch.
lots of continuity
was that
things
really that
in
good
this.
of a punch?
It was quite a haymaker.
But I guess the book might,
The book-
elaborate
yeah,
quite a
the-
bit more on
the-
that.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's also a good segue to go to the next thing. You did make me think of one thing I'll say real quickly, because this is such a rare thing, but to the point of the 3-hour edit and cutting for time, this particular project, Coppola turned in a 2-hour movie. Evans is the one who said this needs more, and they added 50 minutes to it.
Yeah.
So
More family, right?
more
Wasn't
family,
it
yeah, more.
family,
He wanted more
thing-
violence.
More,
More
that's
violence.
right, more violence.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
didn't think it
I
had
had
enough
backwards.
violence. So
And this was considered a very violent movie for the time as well. I mean, like Sonny getting shot at the causeway, people were in the theater were just like
Vomiting
because they'd never seen anything like that. Because it was kind of questionable whether it was going to make
from
the
horse
cut
head
edit
to
or
Sonny,
whatever.
they
And
were all shocked.
Yeah.
They need
Yes,
another 4
absolutely.
camera angles on that Sunny.
Yeah, right?
Like, okay.
Yeah.
But yes,
It's
it was
brutal.
just a rare moment where a director turns in something and a producer goes, needs more. Like it's usually
add
the
things.
opposite of that.
Yeah.
And as crazy as that scene was and heartbreaking as like, I mean, it really feels like, I mean, he doesn't just get shot like a dozen times.
Oh no,
but
he
it's
gets
just like,
riddled.
Yeah.
But would you
It's Bonnie
say
and Clyde
that
style.
That
would
was-
it be
it was based
would it
off of
be
that.
as impactful if it wasn't for the setup of the phone call and you actually like rooting for him to go beat the shit out of his brother-in-law? You know, like that in itself, like you're really like pulling for him to go.
Well, when you
know,
find
bring
out
up some justice,
afterward
and then
too
it-
that it was just like a huge ruse, like they like the
Yeah.
girl calling the house, and then the fight with Talia Shire, and then the call from Talia Shire to Sonny. I mean, they planned this whole thing out. They knew it was all like they knew exactly because Sonny is such a hothead and so predictable because of it. They knew exactly what was going to happen and planned the whole thing out.
And Carlos sucked from the beginning.
Fucking Carlo.
Yeah. We could have had a section called Fucking Carlos.
Fucking Carlo,
Yeah.
man. That motherfucker.
Good alternate, we'll call that a suggestion if you don't have enough Fredo material.
Oh,
you
there's
can
plenty
always
of
go
that
to
too.
Carlo.
At least Fredo has some redeem. No, never mind.
Well, let's go to our
redeeming
next section. Forget about it, where we are talking about things we didn't like. No movie is perfect. And you were teasing, actually both of y'all were teasing more content to the Italian scenes. What are some other things that maybe didn't work for y'all or things you could have done without?
I stand with my original statement because I have nothing else.
It's otherwise.
Otherwise,
Tight.
perfect. 100%. A+.
I have a weird one. I didn't like some of the time jumps that could have been easily solved with a little tag on the screen, like 1 year later or something like that. And the big example I'll give is when he goes and sees Kay, it's in the dialogue that you learn it's a year later.
Actually, in the book, it has been 3 years since he had seen her.
But it also gets weirder in that scene because she was escorting kids that
Right.
just disappear.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We don't know where the
Fuck
kids
them
went.
kids.
And she doesn't even say goodbye to him.
Also, she doesn't say goodbye. We don't know where the kids go. Also, was that her job? Because she just got in a car and
Yeah, she was a
ditched, like
teacher.
midday.
She was a teacher. I mean,
I had a lot
if
of
you're going to
issues.
It
marry
was a
the
different
Godfather,
time.
you don't really need
Different
that
time.
fucking with the shitty kids.
And that might be nitpicking, but there was a few time jumps in the story that I think could have been easily solved with just a quick little, 1 year later or whatever.
I agree.
Well, they did the montage, the newspaper montage.
Yes.
That when they all went to the mattresses.
Yes.
So they did it there. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like this is a span of time in, originally in the book by Mario Puzo. That is they did a fantastic job converting it. Like the screenplay for this is astounding considering the breadth of material.
Yeah,
in the
Coppola
novel.
was very happy with the final script.
As he should have been. He was really proud of his work, and that's.
And I maybe I should have said this in the last section, but going back to the time jumps, one thing that I did really appreciate this watch was the makeup job on Pacino, aging him throughout the movie. I thought they
Because
did a
that
really
is. I mean,
great job.
they filmed the second one right after.
Well, and also
the
that's supposed to
first
be a
one.
20-year jump.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, because
like,
it's supposed to be from the
Right.
40s to 19. I think it stops. It's not 20 years. It's more like
I thought-
10, because it's the 50s when it ends. When it ends completely.
like okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. But they did a good job, and then it continues into the second movie to what you're about to say, that it was filmed pretty much on the heels. I think that's a continuing thing. That the makeup was really good. I do have a beef with the hair department when it comes to Kay.
Yeah.
Some of those hairdos, I get it.
Suspension of disbelief gone.
I get it. It's maybe the time period or whatever. Man, Diane Keaton's a pretty lady. Don't do that to her.
No.
Like some of those hairdos were just not. One of them looked like a bell.
I know which one you're talking about, and that's like a really accurate hairstyle for the time.
The back
So-
tees flip, more 70s.
Yeah, I mean, I think that happened in a lot of movies of this time as
And
well.
this was the early 70s, so you had a little bleed over from the 60s with the bouffant and
Oh, sure.
beehive and
well, and this movie was not terribly far, I mean,
and ironing of hair.
Bleed over from the bouffant and the beehive, you say?
Yeah, well,
That's
just
a
like
lot.
the tees, like back tees. It's
actually
all
both.
just like big hair.
helmet head.
Like
Took me out.
helmet head, yeah.
Took me out.
With lots of Aquanet. This is the age of Aquanet.
Okay.
That's
I
all.
lived in the age-
As
we
far
lived
as
in the
like
age.
things I would complain about, that's really it. I mean, like I just had some minor issues with time, really, and how they showed it. There could have been some cleaner ways to do it, but I mean,
I feel like after rereading the book and watching them, like doing them together, because I feel like I read the book and then like much later I watched the again and blah, you know what I mean? But like doing it in like right on top of each other, I feel like I ended up having some not necessarily beef with the movie, but I was like, oh man, I wish we could have seen this too.
Right.
So I would highly suggest
Like
reading.
we touched on
the
the
novel.
on the bruise, and sure, there's the line about him getting the surgery, and the book covers it more, but
Yep.
just a little more detail on that would have that bruise really did take me out of the movie a little bit. Not gonna lie,
That's fair.
because I kept on
does
I kept on trying
skew
to
the
figure
time.
out when you don't have the timestamps and all you have to go on is, okay, is the bruise healed? And every
'cause
single
it
time they
feels
show
like-
him, it's still there.
I mean, because
like,
it's still there when the car blows up.
Yeah.
And that was at least a year.
And by the time that there's the line about the surgery, like how much time supposedly has passed?
3 years.
By that point,
supposedly.
right? So like, how are you
but not
supposed
in
to
the
figure
movie.
that
I
out?
don't think he was supposed to be gone that long in the movie. I think it was more like
Just a year. In the
it was
movie.
because it was a year. I think.
no.
I think
sorry,
it's a year.
it was a year he'd been back.
Right,
Sorry.
right.
Right, that he hadn't seen Kay, but he hadn't seen Kay in
Good
like
catch.
2 years. So by process, with maths, he was in the movie. He was in Sicily for a year, and then he'd been home for a year. So
Just long enough for Kay to not really care about those kids.
Because the thing about the eye, it does make it look like he moves on quite quickly with Apollonia. As we were saying, it's like, is this a month or
he
whatever?
got hit
And
by the
like you were saying in
thunderbolts.
the-
What do
in
you
the-
want from him?
I mean, hey,
No, did y'all did
Also,
that
it's a
seem
small
like
town, there's not a
love
lot
at
of,
first sight, or was he just like getting down to business?
I'm sorry, what?
which phrasing?
Oh, you heard me. Respectfully.
Respect.
Versus,
Well, considering
Allegedly.
there were chaperones every moment that they were together,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
and I do love the little moment where she like obviously like trips on purpose so
Yeah,
that she
when
can
they're
like
walking down the
so he
road.
can catch her and like
Yeah, the
because
family-
they're not
Oh,
allowed to
so
touch.
cute,
Like that's I mean you saw all the women behind them.
It's
while,
adorable.
So it's she's lovely in this movie,
Mm-hmm.
100%. I don't think she was an actress either.
I'd believe that. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that she was a local. I mean, according to the offer, that's how it went down, but I believe it because, they were still looking for an actress when they got there. So,
I want to move us on to our next section.
but I like this section. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, was there more to say? We
Oh,
didn't have a lot
wait a
of
minute.
things.
I went back to the
I
first
had
one.
a
Sorry,
couple
I skipped. I like
You
that
have-
section.
Yes, sorry, everyone. Justin, you have a beef.
beef. In fact, I didn't have a beef. That was the problem. And you had the right idea. You cooked while you watched, while you did your rewatch, right? And the pictures that we
make?
saw was really nice Italian meal,
I did New Orleans Italian dishes. You didn't see the pictures?
which
I
looked
don't think
really
I did.
good. Yeah.
I did.
I'm hungry,
I did
though,
a
just
shrimp and
thinking about it.
tasso
Oh my gosh,
pasta. I did. I did a really basic salad that it used a vermouth vinaigrette that I'd never tried before. That actually was really good.
Interesting.
I know I had the same kind of like I'll give it a try. And
We're gonna post
flatbread.
we're gonna post these photos on the Instagram.
Flatbread, and then what was the fourth thing? I did a cheesy polenta with Italian sausage and fresh basil.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it all looked really delicious.
Where
And that
is
was
the Tupperware that you were supposed to bring us with that in it? We should
Well,
be eating
I can't
like
speak for the Tupperware,
Italian
but the
meal
rest
while
of
we're
it's
doing
in
this.
my
What are we
belly.
doing with our lives? Should at least have an antipasto. Come on.
I mean, technically, I did bring it here. That's what I was trying to say. Just in my belly.
so that was my thing. I didn't really, I didn't love seeing all the food and not having access to any of it while I watched the movie. So forget about it.
There is.
I'm gonna give a free shout out to Adolfo's on Frenchman Street in New Orleans because that Cajun Italian food is fantastic. Get the ocean sauce on anything and you'll be happy.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Good trivia moment too. So, in Coppola's script, Clemenza was cooking and he had browned the sausage, I think.
Italians don't brown; they fry.
And so Puzo just wrote
And that's real.
a note in the side of the page just saying that, which I thought was kind of
I
funny.
love again going back to the offer.
Italians don't brown, they fry.
This is actually in the offer. Coppola and Puzo are in the kitchen cooking together, and that's where that revelation.
Oh, okay.
comes
Actually, I
from.
haven't gotten there yet.
Yeah, it's. I highly recommend. I mean, it is somewhat.
It's been very. I'm
They've
only
taken some
halfway and it's been
liberties, but
very-
not.
Yeah.
Not. I mean, not to change the story too much.
Well, let's get into our next faction, which is fucking Fredo.
Fucking Fredo.
So, God damn it, Fredo. So I have a quick Fredo question for y'all, and then if y'all can give me your character issues. At the end of the day, and we'll allow part two in this question. If you were to sum up your emotion, your feelings on Fredo in one word, would it be leaning more like frustration, sympathy, tragedy, hatred, love? Like y'all tell me if you were to sum up at the end of the day.
I don't need a word. I just need one good shot to the puss, to the mouth. Like one good shot.
My word is disappointment.
Disappointment.
Yeah,
He's
so
such a
disappointing.
disappointment.
Yeah.
He is a disappointment, even to his father.
Good guy.
I mean, even his mother was like,
That mustache really
"You were
helps.
left on my door by
Yeah.
gypsies."
I have sympathy.
sympathy.
I'm going with sympathy.
Good for
Yeah.
you, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
So
I have a
You're a kinder heart than I am.
well.
We all know that. But.
I just yeah. No, I have sympathy.
Like
I mean,
you'd hope
he's-
in sending him to Vegas that he would have like come out a little tougher, just a little bit.
well,
No, he
and
just got knocked around by Mo Green.
Yeah, exactly. He just like it's like the guy
to the
can't help but
system.
be a beta wherever he goes.
Yeah.
Like you could pluck him up and put him around complete strangers, and somehow you'd still screw it up, and then end up being someone else's bitch.
I would have actually loved to see the scene of Mo Green slapping him around.
I mean, it's not Mo Green, but there is isn't there a scene where someone else does hit Fredo or something?
Yeah. Brando. Oh no.
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 A
I'm
non-family.
thinking. Sorry. No.
Because I think I want to say Sonny gets mad,
No, I don't think he ever gets.
or
Smacked
maybe it's
around.
Michael gets.
He never gets smacked around. No,
Maybe not.
You're
Okay.
thinking Johnny Fontaine, which is exactly what I
Yeah.
was thinking.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, that's why I said Brando.
Okay,
No.
so y'all tell me, what's your fucking Fredo moment? Like here in part one. I mean, I can go.
Start us off, Judd.
I can go with when you're meeting the family for the first time and you haven't gotten any real information yet, but you're seeing all these actors, which we should also say that the actor, what's his name? John
Canizali.
Yeah, great job. I mean, that guy did a great job.
Was married to Meryl Streep, as a matter of fact.
Which is blowing my mind a little. But you're
Married, maybe
seeing
not
these
married.
characters, for the first time, and right out of the gate at the wedding, you can already tell that there's just something off about him. I think he stutters a little bit.
Well, he's all up on Kay and shit too, and that like immediately I'm like, I don't like this guy.
He's been having fun at
this
the
guy's-
wedding.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay,
We've
James
all
Woods.
been there.
But I thought it set a good tone for what would just
Even
be
better.
the constant disappointment and frustration and everything that you have with the character. But I think the most upset I got in part one was with Mo Green, where you just saw it's like, God, Fredo, you can't do anything right, can you? I mean, it just really was like a want this guy. But it was just like, even Mo Green's slapping you around. Like, get some cojones, man. Like, yeah. And that carries into part two, which we'll talk about next episode. But I thought tonality and everything right out of the gate from the wedding all the way through, you just got that same feeling of frustration, disappointment, and everything. It just every single time you're like, God, fucking Fredo.
You see someone who's going to roll over and show their belly.
Yes,
Like
yes,
just
very
right
much.
from the get go.
Well, and when well, no, I don't want to say it because I'm probably going to take away someone else's. So Heather Ray, you want to go?
So many to choose from. I mean, honestly, I might have to go with the Carlo thing though. Like that whole Carlo thing, that's fucking,
Yeah, Carlo. man.
But yeah, I just had one in my head and it flew out. Penny, you go next, and I'll get back to it.
Carlo doesn't even know not to talk about business at the table.
I know.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, Sonny didn't either.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Don't go against the family.
Oh, mine's Sally. Just when Sally betrays them. That's kind of my Fredo
yeah,
moment.
Tessio, so disappointing.
Yeah.
Right, he was there from the beginning.
Yeah, and he's Abe Vigoda. He's one of my favorite character actors.
Oh,
He's
man.
Detective Fish.
I had totally forgotten early Conan O'Brien. Remember, he used to randomly just come on the show.
Oh, I forgot.
Being
that
odd
too.
Abe Vigoda, they would just intentionally make him an odd old man. And
Yeah.
that was popping up in my head on this rewatch. And I'm like, I have to take him seriously.
Yeah.
This is not a
And
comedy
he looked
character.
the same for like the last
I know.
40 years,
Oh,
50
yeah.
years of his career. He looked exactly like Archie Bunker.
Wasn't
They all
he and
looked-
Barney Miller too? That
He was Detective Fish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And Barney Miller. Yeah.
yeah, we're aging ourselves.
I think he was in the Great
now.
Train
So-
Robbery. He was in
Wow. But no, when he looks at Sonny and he's like, Sonny, can't you help me? And not Sonny. I'm sorry. Conciliary. Duvall's
Hagen.
character.
Tom.
Hagen, Tom.
Yeah.
And Tom's like, I can't.
Sorry, my hands are tied
Can't
or
do
something
it,
like that.
Sally.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't do it, Sally.
It is very sad.
It's just, it's heartbreaking, but he knew what he was getting into.
And Vito nailed it.
And he betrayed.
Someone's going to come to you.
Mm-hmm.
Someone that you think you're close with.
Well, I mean, if we're talking about that too, fucking Paulie.
Yeah.
Fucking Paulie.
To be clear, not
Fucking
Rocky
Paul.
Paul.
Not Rocky Paulie,
Not
but
Rocky
I mean,
Pauly.
as I'm watching, I was like, oh, I'm remembering our old podcast. I was like, fucking Paulie.
Anything y'all got?
I mean, again, it's I don't know. Maybe my sympathy is coming from because I also just rewatched part 2, and I'm having a little,
Don't get ahead of yourself.
yeah.
Stop.
Well, I'll say that, like, because no one's
He
mentioned
deserved it.
When
Never go against the family, Justin.
It's true.
The,
and he warns him in part 1.
yeah,
Ever.
He broke his heart.
but
Yes, it's true. Ever.
Again, getting ahead of ourselves.
but fucking Paulie.
Wait, what?
What?
It's fucking
Fucking
Fredo.
Fredo.
Well, then I'm going back to Heather Ray's point.
Yeah.
Fucking Paulie is the reason why Fredo is driving Pop. And when the assassination attempt fails, this is what I was holding back on. Though, I was gonna see if somebody else said it. After he's shot, and Fredo just you see him with the gun, like, oh, I can't do anything.
I know.
He's like, drops
And
the
he's
gun.
sad
What
because
a
his dad's been
fucking
shot
loser.
several times, and at the same time he's still incompetent, and at the same time, oh, it's just fucking Fredo, man.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, the weird
That is
thing
a
is
huge
that
Fredo
like
moment.
he was considered like
Well
and I
acted.
think this was in the book
Well
actually.
acted,
I'm not sure
yes.
if they mentioned this in the movie. I can't remember because I'm conflating the two a bit. But in the book, they talk about how Fredo was the toughest of all of them when they were kids.
Oh, wow.
And who knows what happened.
I could, yeah. Well, I know, yeah. I have a feeling.
I have a feeling.
We'll get into it. But
that's
part-
a little part 2.
yeah, a little part 2 stuff. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I can't wait.
Yeah.
We have to wait.
So,
We're only going to talk about Fredo more.
oh yeah, don't kill me.
Oh, part 2 we'll talk about. This will be a longer section for sure.
I want to push us along. So this is going to move us into our next faction, the Curiosita, which is our trivia section. And this is just kind of an open, like, any trivia that we haven't mentioned up to this point that you want to throw in that you think is interesting. Now's the time to toss in anything that you thought was interesting, whether it was in the movie or behind the scenes or whatever.
Ooh, yeah. Well, I know Penny is going to love this, just like she did in Apocalypse Now with the cow.
Oh,
Oh God.
yeah.
The horse head.
Sorry, before you say that, can I also stand by? Not a good show for props. Just, please, go ahead. Continue.
Yeah.
What are you talking
that
about? You
horse
didn't even,
head.
the props department didn't even have to make the head.
Right.
This is a forget about it moment.
What are you
coming
talking
right now
about?
as well, right
Go
now.
ahead, go ahead.
The horse
Yeah.
head was not a prop. The production got a real horse's head from a local dog food company to put in that bed.
Yes, no, the
And-
horse was not killed for the movie.
No,
to be
it was
clear.
not killed for
No.
the movie.
It was killed to feed your dogs.
Yeah. And make glue.
Yeah, exactly. But the actor playing the producer did not know that it was a real horse's head. They put it they used the prop one during rehearsal and then they put the real one in. So all those screams that you see in that movie,
So
that
they
shit
actually
is
had like a
real.
prop of a horse head, and
yeah,
they were like,
because
you know what?
they kept saying that doesn't look real enough. It
get a
doesn't
real
look
one.
real enough.
Imagine-
They actually did make
Wow.
multiple ones.
Imagine
I'll
the
forgive.
imagine the old toy horse that's just a pole with the stuffed horse head, and they just cut off the pole, and then that's the stand-in
Which,
No, but
which,
props
which, by the
did-
way,
plushy
Well,
head.
reference to there's an episode of Hey Arnold where that actually happens. It's a toy horse.
Now that's in our next section, but that specific scene has been
overplayed.
especially in
redone.
comedy,
So, I
but yeah.
mean,
Oh yeah, satired away.
but the
I
prop
mean, I feel like
department
this
would have been
movie
who's
is kind
handling
of like the
head.
Kardashians in the sense that even if you have never seen it, you still know about
Oh
it.
yeah, for
Whether
sure.
you want to or not.
Yeah.
I have never watched an episode of the Kardashians, and yet I know way too much about these
Same.
assholes.
It is a thing that is done quite a bit.
All the
It just
time.
actually reminded me. I had an old roommate.
To go in.
Shout out to Matt Smith. I know that's a crazy
Matt
generic American
I
name.
know a
What are
Matt
you
Smith.
talking about?
Yeah, everybody
it's the
knows a
same
Matt
one.
Smith.
Is his brother John?
Probably, yeah.
Jacob Heiner.
No, yeah, but he used to do this this little minimalist kind of artwork, and it was movie based, and he did one for the Godfather, and it was a horse's body it was a headless horse, and it was just it's just that you're supposed to guess what the movie is based on that. So, yeah.
Got the leftovers.
I like it. I have a Penny had talked about this early on, and I believe it was the last episode. Cinematographer Gordon Willis earned himself the nickname the Prince of Darkness since his sets were so underlit. Paramount Pictures executives initially thought that the footage was too dark until persuaded otherwise by Willis and Francis Ford Coppola that it was to emphasize the shadiness of the Corleone family's dealings. Mm-hmm. He would later go on to film the Battle of Winterfell and Game of Thrones. That is a deep cut, not true.
Well, they wanted to show the dark and light too.
Yeah.
So
Like,
bad.
and
I
there's
like that. I like
there's
that.
more,
It's
actually a lot
metaphor.
more to it for the camera nerds out
That's
there.
good.
which
in
we
The
would love to hear,
Godfather.
Penny.
It was pretty groundbreaking use of film and post-production development in that he would push the film one stop of exposure, which means in developing, you underexpose when you shoot your film by having low light setting. And then when you're in the bath or in the developer, you spend more time, and it's calculated. It's all math. It's all chemistry. And you spend a little more time in the bath. And that created this beautiful Caravaggio look of the film that had these very vignetted paintings, and you can see the grain and the texture of these beautiful frames that were painted and moved with Michael Chapman behind the camera and Gordy, the Prince of Darkness, lighting the way. Not so much. To create this moody picture about a family conflicted and a Michael who didn't want anything to do with it. There's so much conflict that the contrast works.
Well, just that
from
opening
start
scene,
to finish.
that opening scene,
Yeah.
like seeing the bright and
Camera nerd is
celebratory
done.
thing of
was
seeing the
beautiful.
light
Yeah.
in the wedding, as opposed to the office and the
Yeah.
intercuts between it. You
Absolutely.
really get it. Maybe we can like post a Caravaggio
just the
picture.
flickering of the blinds and the shots of him from outside in, just that little bit of light and dark. It's everywhere. Those notes
Yeah.
of light and
Beautiful.
dark fighting inside of
yeah,
us,
it's
ourselves.
the lighting tells us as much of a story as
Yeah.
I mean, this is a story that is told visually and
Oh, yeah.
verbally, and that's
the
what
father
makes it
son
visceral,
relationship
going back
between
to what we were
Vito
talking
and
about.
Michael, like when he cries
And
in
the
the
score
hospital.
setting a great mood. I mean,
Yeah.
it's firing on all cylinders.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
all
really what's happening.
cylinders.
Yeah,
I have more on this.
so much emotion.
I mean, it's considered widely as the greatest movie of all time.
It's
by a lot
it's
of
in the
people.
conversation.
Yeah, it's
certainly.
in the
I mean,
conversation
it's a
as that.
perennial member of a top 10 list. you know?
oh,
I
I,
think
do have.
AFI has it as number 2.
I bet I know what your nugget's
Currently.
gonna be. I read a cool nugget about Gordy.
I have more.
Is it about fighting about marks?
Yes.
Because we like
Well-
marks and camera.
Especially when there's a very limited space of light, which is why I
Yeah.
was always terrible acting on
don't-
camera.
You gotta be in your light. Find your
The
light,
relationship-
actors. Find your light.
The relationship between Francis Ford Coppola and Gordon Willis was highly combustible.
Mm-hmm.
They would often have screaming rows. I feel like a
Rows.
typo.
Rouse.
Rose, no, that's it.
Rouse.
And again, PTSD for me, with a few broken props as a result. After one incident, such a loud noise exploded from Coppola's office that the crew thought that Coppola had shot himself. He had only broken a door. They also conflicted because Willis was very hard on the actors and actresses about hitting their marks with his low lighting scheme. If they missed, they would be filmed in total darkness. Coppola, on the other hand, considered himself a protector of actors and actresses. He felt he could get the most out of them by nurturing.
I have a note on that. If these above the line motherfuckers, I'm gonna say that with love in my heart because I love the term almost as much as Mr. Jackson loves the term motherfucker. If all these above the line motherfuckers agree to a look in pre-production and we're going for this Caravaggio beauty, then everyone has to be on board, meaning you gotta hit your marks. And that's all I want to say on that. Hit your marks.
Yeah,
Make it easy on
they,
us. At least one shot per day.
they had a contentious relationship, to say the least.
They just need to hit their marks.
Yeah.
Did I say that already? Hit the marks.
That is coming from camera, like hardcore for
It's
sure.
so important though. It'll just
No,
I
it
mean,
is.
I get that you want to be organic, and I get that Brando's this huge, like, quote unquote method actor. I'm gonna leave it at that. But you gotta play nice with the technical side of things too.
Absolutely. And you're absolutely right. It's all about collaboration. And that's where this was a movie where collaboration was essential and
Yeah.
actually in
Yeah.
use.
To
Which
create
is not
beauty, like
really
you said,
a
one of
thing
the best
anymore.
movies, if not the best movie ever made.
Yep.
I know you think that.
I definitely
You
think
know that.
I mean, it's up there for me for top 5 for sure. I mean, top 3 probably. And it
Rightfully
all
so.
goes. It depends what I'm watching at the time. Right now, I'm like, yes, it's the best movie of all time.
Yes, of
You know?
course.
And then I'll watch Rocky and be like,
I was trying to think of a movie that's
No,
like
but
current,
Godfather
that's not
is
that great, and go best movie. Just watch it.
Ishtar.
Yeah, Ishtar.
Oh God, where did you pull that from?
Yeah, I've
Poor
got
Ishtar.
things. You don't even
Ishtar
know.
is not as bad as it's
Yes,
put on
it is.
lists. It's not a great movie, but it's kind of like Godfather 3. Like it's not like it's an unwatchable film. I mean, I can name all
Hoffman
kinds
I just
is
tried
very
again.
proud of that movie.
yeah,
by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had a lot of. That's actually we could do a legendary lore on
I
that
know.
because it had a ton of budgetary
That's
issues and
insider
other
info.
kind of problems. But anywho, because we brought up Brando, I wanted to also point out Mr. Method Actor himself. He, not shockingly, did not memorize most of his lines and had to read from cue cards during most of the film.
They would tape the cue cards
I was about
to the
to say,
actors
The
across
most
from them.
to me, what's humiliating and insulting to me is making Robert Duvall wear the cue card so he can see it and read his lines. That is so insulting to me.
Well, I'll tell you, it happens. I have had, and there was one particular actor, I'm not going to blow up his spot on here, but he was playing a piano and he was like, can you write out my lines so I can put it on the piano thing right here? And I was like, I am a costumer, sir. I was like, no.
In props and sometimes art department, we've had to do all kinds of stuff. Like if there's enough of a heads up, maybe it's like stationary on a desk that we put the lines on, or I'm trying to think of some examples where we've done it before. But a lot of times too, if it's like on the day, that's really difficult because then you're scrambling to figure out like, how can I hide this in a way? And they put it on us to like.
That's crazy. That's crazy. If an actor wants that, they need to figure that shit out.
Sorry. Well, I mean, like, or it's fine, I'll do it, but I shouldn't be the one figuring it out. Technically, y'all should say, this is what I want you to do. And I go, sounds great, I'll go do it. But if you have me trying to figure it out, it's not that I can or I won't or anything like that. It's that I feel like it's above my pay grade a little bit. If I'm just the prop set rep guy, like, why am I the one trying to solve this
acting issue
of something that's way above my head when an actor is asking for something that should be a producer conversation? Anyway, the one other thing I wanted to mention with Willis.
That's when you pull like a Reality Bites thing and you just write terrible shit on there and they like read it not knowing that it's not their lines. Yeah.
That just rang a bell. Okay, I got to focus. According to Richard Castellano, he defended Gordon Willis during a disagreement Willis was having with Coppola. But even though Coppola was just said to be nurturing, apparently you don't cross Coppola because he got revenge on Castellano by making him do 20 takes of the shots of Clemenza walking up 4 flights of stairs. Oof. Yeah. It's not Kubrick level punishment, which also Kubrick said this is the greatest movie ever made, which is interesting. But and then Coppola's also Kubrick's also like, so I hear you made him walk up 4 flights of stairs. What else did you do? No reason, just curious.
Yeah, Clemenza. We haven't talked about Clemenza enough in this, by the way.
Everybody's great. I mean, that's the thing. It's
I know. Yeah.
I can't name any actor really in the movie that like somehow stood out as like maybe a child actor that was being asked something a little tall order, but.
I love the scene with Michael when they're cooking and he's like doing that, and like when he's teaching them about the gun and all that. I mean,
everybody was on the same page, right?
Yeah, no, it really sets. It just in such a tiny little spot. It really just fleshes out that character so much. Like it says so much about who Clemenza is, and his relationship to the family. Having read the book and seeing how they really put this all together, it's really astounding. It's so true to the book, even though they had to leave out so much of it. So,
and I have a couple of the random Brando things. I mean, I want to mention these just because I think they're kind of fascinating to the complexity of who Marlon Brando was. There was a point in production that senior management at Paramount was dissatisfied with the early rushes. They considered replacing Francis Ford Coppola with Elia Kazan, with the hope that Kazan would be able to work with the notoriously difficult Brando. Brando then announced that he would quit the film if Coppola was fired, and the studio backed down. The brass at Paramount Pictures apparently didn't know of Brando's dismay with Kazan over his testimony before the House Un-American Activities Committee in the 50s. He got blacklisted, ironically blacklisted for speaking anti-communism, I guess. But he was really just that's a whole other conversation. But But
Well,
yeah.
they also
not
when they
going.
saw the whoa when they saw the rushes, the first rushes as well, they didn't want Pacino. Well, they didn't want Pacino from the get-go because he was an unknown actor.
Yeah,
He was
they
a
had to
theater
fight for him.
actor. He had only done, I think, when they
movie?
Yeah, it was Panic in Needle Park. Not a bad movie. And but yeah, he had that and. Like Pacino also didn't want to do the part because he thought that it was too much for him. He wanted to play Sonny. And then they also talked about James Caan playing Michael Corleone as well. So, I mean, it was really just like puzzle pieces fitting together in the most beautiful way.
And then the other thing with Brando is when he was to be presented with the Academy Award, not only did he not show up, but he I don't think I have her name.
Little Feather was her
Little
last
Feather,
name.
yeah.
Sasheen Littlefeather.
That's-
Thank you.
yes.
Maria something. Is
But
her real
he
name.
had her to basically, rather than receive the award, just give a quick little speech on basically trying to bring attention to mistreatment of Native Americans and
the portrayal of Native
and the portrayal
Americans
of
in film.
which it's just like
Who
such
were
a-
never
line.
played by Native Americans
right
at the time.
which is such a crazy random thing you would think coming from Brando that you're like activist Brando and difficult Brando and he's so
Totally makes sense.
he's all these things into one. He is quite the enigma. But I thought it was also worth mentioning just because of Brando is gonna Brando. That's our new side podcast. The last thing that I have on here that I wanted to mention, Al Pacino was talking about John Cazale, who we've said played Fredo, as one of the greatest actors of our time. He was speaking to the New York Times, and Pacino had said, quote, "I learned so much from him. I had done a lot of theater and 3 films with him. He was inspiring. He just was. And he didn't get credit for any of it," end quote. He added, he was in 5 films, all Oscar-nominated films. So you got Godfather Part 1, Part 2. You have...
On the waterfront, probably.
is that
Taxi Driver?
Deer Hunter.
Oh, you're talking about
Because,
Cannavale. Sorry.
Deer Hunter, Dog Day Afternoon.
Right.
Can't remember what the other one is, but I mean, basically, it's like he's absolutely right. The guy was a consummate pro, always gave great performances. Died unfortunately very young, and I think it is worth mentioning, especially since we have a Fredo.
I mean, anybody who can play a character that you're so pissed off at
Oh, yeah.
is a great actor.
Yeah.
I mean, and he fucking Fredo.
Yeah, any unlikable or a villain type character, and you can just nail it. I mean, Gary Oldman nails it. You know, Tim
Those
Roth
are the
can
most
nail
fun to
it.
play.
I know they're the most fun, and they're usually the nicest people too.
Yeah.
But that's all I had that I wanted to mention for trivia. Is there anything else in our?
God, there's just so much.
Yeah, I
And,
mean,
like
there's a
I'm
ton.
overwhelmed.
We're a little
by
tight
it.
on time, so that's why I was like, yeah, it's interesting. Well, our final section, the ispirazione, is homages, spoofs, pop culture references, etc. That y'all would want to mention here. Anything that stands out from
I remember Family Guy had a horse head in a bed at one point.
that feels accurate.
And honestly, yeah.
And leave the gun, take the cream soda, where he kills Brian in the car. Or no, attempts to kill Brian in the car, and then he goes and takes the piss, and then I think Quagmire actually shoots up Brian. Anyway, yeah, there's a few.
There's a lot. I mean, I feel like everybody has spoofed one thing or another on The Godfather. And I was just saying off camera,
And Mike.
early, like before we started, I was saying that I didn't realize, and again, I'm jumping ahead to the third one, but I didn't realize the term. Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in. I forgot that was in the third one because you just hear that all the time.
I mean, for
And I'm
me,
probably going to say
it's
it again when we talk about
literally
the third
the only
one,
quote I can say from Godfather 3. So, but I haven't rewatched it yet, so I'll say that. But
There was a few.
that's the line that I always think of when I'm thinking of part 3. And then not a line, but incest is the other thing. 'Cause you're like,
Yeah,
that's a
because-
plot point I didn't need.
Yeah.
But in the world that we're talking about, what other kind of You have mentioned Jane Austen's Mafia.
Jane Austen's Mafia. Yeah. It's so stupid.
Her
It's so
lost
much
novel.
better than I remembered. My God. The Freshman is her big one.
Yeah, Freshman is a
Because
great
it's
reference.
actually Marlon Brando, and I don't care what the character's name is.
Is that the one with Matthew Broderick?
Yeah.
It
yeah.
is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do need to rewatch
really
that.
I think his
one.
name is Cito Vorleone.
Yeah, right. I don't know. I haven't rewatched it in quite a while, but I mean,
I remember liking it.
yeah.
And there's a what do you call it? A Komodo dragon. I remember that. There's a Komodo dragon, Matthew Broderick, and not Vito
I'll have to
Corleone.
rewatch that one this week.
It's not a Komodo, but it is a monitor lizard.
What?
It's not a Komodo.
Oh,
It's portraying a Komodo in the movie, but
are
it
we
is
getting zoo?
you are, but it's actually a water monitor.
She had like a zookeeper
It's
hat.
very much like
Speaking
a
of
Komodo.
zoos,
They tried to get one, but they couldn't get one for
Was
the
it
film.
like a safety concern to get this? Maybe other.
No, it's just you couldn't get them. They're
they're just-
extremely
really-
well protected
They're
by
really
the
That's
dangerous, too.
by the government in Indonesia, and they weren't quite readily in. I think only National Zoo.
They're just
Had
running
them
around
on-
in Indonesia and Thailand, by the way. They're just on
No,
the street.
they are actually not. They
I've
are-
seen them with
The
my own two
Komodo?
eyeballs in Thailand or on the street.
I've been to Indonesia 3 times to study komodos.
I haven't
and
seen
they're
one in
only-
Indonesia. I've seen one in Thailand. I think
The
it was.
komodo only is on a few small islands in Indonesia.
Yeah, they run those islands, don't they?
Well, there's about 45,000 islands, and they're only on like 3.
Oh, sorry. I mean, they run it like an animal mob, though.
No, well, yeah, they would be top of the food chain. But no, it wasn't an actual Komodo dragon in the movie. It was
Okay.
a different species of monitor lizard portraying a Komodo dragon.
I love that mostly because it's the most random thing I was not expecting to hear today.
You're welcome.
We had to somehow get the freshman mentioned for that to even come
Right.
up. So
Yeah.
it's about
and
as
then
What
the
were you-
Komodo
left field
dragons,
as we
and then
could
the
have gotten.
zoo came up, which
Yeah.
brings me to Zootopia,
yes,
having kids.
yes.
There's like, I mean, you know,
I don't even know what that is.
Zootopia.
It's a Disney
movie.
movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
An
fine.
animated
it's
film.
yeah. But there's like a whole scene where there's a
The mole
portray-
rat.
Yeah, exactly.
They
It's
got a
pretty
voice
good.
actor
not
that
seen
specializes
Zootopia.
in doing a Vito Corleone to be this mole rat mob boss, and his daughter is literally getting
Mole
married.
rats are so cool.
And then they're like, and he's saying like, "You come to me on the day of my daughter's marriage." Like it really is like it's great. It's cute. I should say it that way.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are just there's too many to mention. Quite honestly, like we're not even scratching the surface. It's
No,
everywhere.
no.
I mean, it's just part of the zeitgeist. It's part of
Yes.
you know.
And that's why I wanted the section
pop
because
culture.
it is. I mean, it would be hard to statistically say what movie is the most referenced or something like that, but this is up there. I mean, I have seen countless, whether you're talking about part 1, part 2, not so much part 3, but whether it's comedy reference, whether it's just homage reference, whether it's like a short film reference, or what you can see on my screen if you're looking at it, Heather Ray.
Oh, I'm shocked. I'm shocked. Guess what it is, guys?
Once Upon a Time in America.
It is not, but
It's
The
Simpsons.
Simpsons.
Yeah,
I
how
can't
many-
even
would
see a
not
screen.
be
I know.
For real, I
one
started
of
to
our
look at references
podcasts.
on The Simpsons, and I was like, "What's the point?"
there's a ton.
so many.
There's a
Yeah.
ton,
Yeah.
but this is the one that comes to mind because the long short. I don't know how well the sound is gonna go, but it's a short clip. But essentially, Homer is dreaming in his head, and he's imagining himself as the Black Hand, essentially. But it's all food related, and so I'll play this little clip here. Let's see. I'm gonna get close. We'll see how we do.
Organized crime.
Don Homer, I have baked a special donut just for you.
Grazie.
Don Homer, my son, he has a trouble with the...
Molto bene.
And that's all you do.
Speaking of, we didn't even talk about the oranges.
Wait,
Right?
Yeah,
We did not talk about the.
We
Did
can
not
jump
talk
on that real
about
quick.
the oranges.
Yeah, go for it real quick.
Well, I mean, the oranges play a very significant part, and the art director, because it was so dark, because everything was so dark and sepia toned, and that, you know, they were just like, oh, we should throw some oranges in for, you know, a pop of color. And then they realized that every single scene was that had things going on. It was an accident. It was a happy accident, essentially, in the very beginning. But like, you see the oranges even in the very beginning in the Don Corleone's. I think it's in Don Corleone's office. There's definitely oranges in the wine that Clemenza's drinking at the wedding. Mm-hmm. There's oranges, obviously, when they get when Vito Corleone gets shot.
Assassination attempt.
Yeah, the assassination attempt. But they're all throughout the whole. You know, like there's a bowl of oranges on the table when they're having the meeting with the 5 families. Mm-hmm. It's everywhere. So it became this like thing that just overshadowed. So not overshadowed, but
no, I mean it's like a visual motif that it works really well. I love when people do these kind of touches because it's almost like a subconscious thing that it'll play along with you visually, but a lot of times there's not an attention being called to it, and you're not necessarily looking for it. You know, it would take several watches.
Right, but when you watch it, it's like, oh, the oranges become this thing that is a little secret. It's like, oh, something's gonna happen. Something bad is gonna happen. I mean, he puts the orange in his mouth like right before, you know, when he's playing with Anthony, his grandchild. Yeah. You know, and he puts the orange in the mouth right then too, right before he dies. So I mean, it's like it's a running theme, you know, and a little heads up that something's about to happen. But it was all actually a happy accident, thanks to the art director.
I also just realized I wasn't thinking when I had pulled up that Simpsons clip because technically that's part 2, and I wasn't thinking about that. I should have done the horse head one, but anyway. I'll do the horse head one next time, okay. But I want to kind of get us wrapped up here today. Anything before we get out of here? Any final thoughts as we put a pretty little bow ribbon on part 1?
I know I'm gonna have the wit of the staircase when we leave here. On my whole ride home, I'm gonna be like, damn it, we didn't talk about that. We didn't talk about that.
We will have a wrap up. Do not worry.
There's gonna be a wrap up, and there's gonna be, you know, we're gonna have to reference part 1 in part 2. I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Somewhere.
All right, I'll hold off on some of my negative thoughts.
Negative thoughts.
Hey, there was a whole faction for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold off on that.
All right. Well, with that said,
you live to see another day then.
I'll save some of these for next time, but just so y'all can have a little preview here.
A little bit of wine.
We got that one.
Oh, Clemenza.
And then you didn't hear it earlier, but you were talking about communists.
After all,
we're not
communists.
There you go. I also have this one in case you talk about money again.
I need $1 million in cash.
God, we didn't talk about Salazzo. We didn't talk about anything. Oh my God. Oh man.
You know what that started to remind me of is the fake movie inside of Home Alone that he plays. This is the gangster film.
Yeah.
I was like,
filthy animals.
Even to the count of 10.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna bring the talk boy next time.
There you go. All right. So with that, and don't worry, Heather Ray. Mental notes. We're gonna circle back to all that.
So much.
In theory, in the wrap up. But for today, thank you everyone for listening or watching. Hi for watchers. And Heather Ray, take us out of here.
Hey, film friends, it's your good pal Heather Ray here, and we need your help. And that's not what you think. We want your stories, we want your questions, your problems, all the good, the bad, and the ugly. And yes, correct us when we need corrections, which we will need corrections. You can reach us by email at filmfolklorepodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram, also at Film Folklore Podcast, on Twitter and X and TikTok at The Film Folk. And if you're only listening to us, you can now see us on YouTube. Look us up at Film Folklore Podcast, and that's all separate words, Film Folklore Podcast. If you are feeling generous and you want to part with even $1 or $2 to help us keep going, you can donate to our PayPal via our website, filmfolklorepodcast.com and follow the PayPal link there. Thanks, friends. You're helping us grow. We really appreciate you.